everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I have a process video for you that puts 5 photos on one page. I know it seems daunting when you have a whole big batch of photos and you're like, maybe I should make this a 2-page, but like, should it really be a 2-page? There is a way that you can, or there are ways that you can get all of these photos onto one page, especially if you don't have all the right elements to create a 2-page layout, because you need extra papers, you need extra embellishments, and maybe you just don't have all the stuff that you need to make a 2-page layout. So I'm going to show you how I took all of these photos and put them on one 12 by 12 layout. I'm using some of the goodies that I picked up as part of my December haul. These are, I think, Paige Evans papers. I think the star one that you kind of see peeking up behind there is Vicky Booten. But I've basically taken 4 of the photos and I've cut them down to 3 by 4 size. It wasn't that hard to cut them down, which was good, because otherwise if I hadn't cut them down, I wouldn't have been able to fit them all onto one page. So don't be afraid to crop your photos down a little bit. I'm going to do something with the other photo that might also give you some inspiration for a way to edit and cut down your photos. But I'll get to that as I start doing it. So I'm basically making a grid with these 4 photos, and I'm going to back them on that peachy pink floral paper. And as I am doing that, using my double-sided adhesive squares, I just want to remind you that if you are inspired by this layout and this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I do process videos every Tuesday, and I have a couple extra videos that go up throughout the month as well if I'm participating in a hop or a challenge or other fun stuff. So definitely consider doing that. And if you are already a subscriber and you're watching this video, thanks for coming back to the channel, and leave me a comment below to let me know that you're here. Just say hi. All right, so I backed that, and then I also cut that branding strip off. I really like that Paige Evans does the branding strips that go all the way across. Not every manufacturer does that, and I think that's kind of annoying, but that's just me, I guess. Yeah, because otherwise, like, you want to be able to use it, but if the branding strip is only like a little section, it doesn't go all the way across, it's like, well, but then I can't use it as a border, and it just makes me mad. I just think all manufacturers should have a side of the branding strip that is a pattern all the way across. I mean, how difficult is it? Come on, guys. Okay, so I'm taking some strips of paper, some strips of pattern paper, and I might have been inspired by a Chamel layout, actually, as I was getting this background going together. So I'm taking some strips of pattern paper, all from this, I think the 3 sheets that I had. Obviously, they're double-sided, so it gives you a lot more to work with. I'm going to take a big one of that star. That's the Vicky Booten paper. And just kind of lining them up, making sure that they go far enough across the page that the grid of photos is going to be on it, but not, but like coming off of it. And then I'm just going to stick them all down. And I didn't ink the edges of these. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but my background there is a gray, and I didn't really think that they needed any like definition against that gray cardstock. So I just didn't feel like doing it, especially trying to ink those thin branding strips. It's so hard because they're so thin, and then you end up with ink on your fingers, and then you end up with ink other places because it's on your fingers, which is why I highly recommend having baby wipes as a staple in your scrap room. But don't leave them open when you're done using them, as I just did recently, because at least the top one's going to dry out. Maybe all of them are going to dry out. I haven't checked mine yet, but I saw it and I was like, oh no, I left the baby wipes open. And yes, the top one was totally dried out. So I closed it, and I'm hoping that the rest of them underneath are okay, because as you can see, I sometimes do ink the edges of things like that grid there. I want that to stand out, obviously, because it says the photos on it. But sometimes, you know, if you're doing mixed media and you get a little messy, you want to clean your stamp off or your stencil off real quick, the baby wipes really come in handy as long as they are wet. All right, so I've got the grid stuck down, and I've got my strips of paper. And obviously, like, you could use any strips of pattern paper that you want for the background there. It's a great way to use up. If you've saved branding strips, you could do a whole thing of just branding strips going all the way across there as far as you want. Great way to use some scrap paper. If you have it, then it's 12 by 12 size. So, you know, you don't have to have like fresh supplies for this. I'm just using fresh supplies because I thought that these pattern papers and the colors and everything would go well with the photos. I'll tell you about the photos in a second. Here's what I'm doing now. I've taken my Creative Memories circle cutting system, which I really love, although that is vellum right there that I'm trying to cut. And it's a little tricky with this photo cutting system. No big deal. So I just wanted to cut those circular papers, those circle things out and have them be like nicely cut into a circle as opposed to me trying to do it by hand. The vellum is just a little tricky, but I really like that paper. It's Vicky Bouton as well. It's part of that same collection with the star paper, which I don't remember what the name of it is. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. But I like this Creative Memories thing because it lets you do circles in so many different sizes. And there's a clear overlay so you can find out, okay, like which size of this plastic circle do I need? And then which color blade do I need in order to get the right circle size? Probably if I had done a circle in the middle of the paper, it would have been sturdier than trying to do it at the edge. Hindsight is 20/20. So I do end up doing a little bit of hand cutting there just to fix it up a little bit. But I'm going to do 3 of those. And then I did my photo as a circle as well, the same size as these cool circle things. And I chose, one of them has the number 5 on it. And I'm doing the number 5, not because that's my daughter's age in this picture, but because there are 5 photos. So I hope that makes sense to people. If it doesn't, whatever. But I'm also going to back that photo in that same peachy paper. I just need to, or I think I'm going to. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, there we go. I'm going to back it in a different color, which makes more sense to give it some contrast against the grid of the paper. But obviously I need to cut that into a circle as well. And because I know the size of the photo circle, I can easily adjust, just choose that same plastic circle thing, but choose a different blade to make a bigger circle, which is so cool. I'm pretty sure Creative Memories still saves this. I will say to be careful when you are restoring the blade, because I've cut myself before trying to stick it back in. Anyway, I know people who've gotten injured. There are many scrapbooking injuries. It's very common. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been injured while scrapbooking. So I've got that down, and I'm basically going to create like a layer in the corner. I'm going to work in the diagonal, as I always do. So I've got one of my things down at the bottom, one of my circles down at the bottom, and then I've got another circle and my photo up at the top. And now I got these really cool rub-ons. Sorry, I just had to like adjust myself. My back was hurting and I hit the table. I'm going to use these really cool rub-ons that I got as part of my December haul as well. And I can't remember who makes them, but you can go watch my December haul video and you'll find out. I got these from, I think, who did I order these from? Scrapbook.com? No, I don't remember. Scrapbook Generation? I think it was from Scrapbook Generation. So they currently have them, although I think Scrapbook.com does as well, because they were a Chamel recommendation. And I'm sticking the rub-on down using my very old Basic Gray rub-on tool. Obviously, Basic Gray doesn't make scrapbook stuff anymore, so they probably don't sell this rub-on tool, but there might be something similar that you can find somewhere. I don't know. Otherwise, I remember back in the day, a lot of rub-ons just came with a popsicle stick, and you use the popsicle stick to rub down the rub-on. But I like these because they give it kind of a look as though like something is appearing behind it. It's not full words or full images. It's a really cool kind of like mixed media look and just an easy way to do some mixed media without getting messy. Now, I don't really like that the vellum is translucent and I don't have any special tape to stick that down. So I am backing that vellum on some cream colored cardstock. Also to make it stand out a little bit more down there. And I think I used glue dots, just one glue dot maybe in the center to stick it down. And I'm going to add a few little enamel gems down there as well. And then I'm going to bring some of those back up at the top as well. Just kind of need to rearrange my stuff because obviously the way that those two circles were, there looked like there was a lot of white space. And I didn't like that. So I just needed to kind of move them up a little bit and have them be just a little bit higher. And then I'm going to add another one of those rub-on things. I really like the way that these turned out, and they were very easy to use. Sometimes rub-ons, like it's almost like doing a temporary tattoo where you stick it down and you're like, I bet it's done. And then you start peeling it up and you're like, nope. But these were very, very easy to use. And I think they would be even if you weren't using a special rub-on tool, because I don't think Chamel had a special rub-on tool and she used these. So anyway, now I'm changing my mind again and I'm like, ooh, should I stick that behind? What should I do here? And you'll notice the Love This is not backed on anything. I didn't have that backed on cardstock at all. So, but it's against kind of more of a, it's against a solid piece of cardstock as opposed to a pattern. So it doesn't really get hidden too much against that gray cardstock there. And obviously I'm like, why did I put a double-sided adhesive square? It shows up behind it, duh. So yeah, I have to use a glue dot. The photo circle, I popped up on some foam tape because I wanted to give it just some extra dimension, make it pop up a little bit more, make it pop off the page, draw your eye to it a little bit more. And since it is something that it's different from the grid, I just wanted to showcase that a little. These are all random photos that I had set aside to go into my monthly, I think February or March, maybe April. No, my February, March, April, May, I don't know. I think it was the April monthly pocket page, and I just had too many photos for that month. So I said, you know what, these are all kind of similar. They're all photos of my kid holding one of her dolls or one of her toys, mostly dolls. I think there's one of them is a stuffed animal. And I'm like, you know what? I can put these together. I can make these go together on a layout because they are kind of a theme. So the title of this is, and now I can't remember what the title is. So let's see what I do. I'm putting the Doodlebug design alpha stickers down. A girl and her, leave me in the comments. Do you think it's going to be girl and her dolls or girl and her toys? I can't remember what I did, but let me know in the comments what you think it's going to be. There's nothing surprising that's going to happen. I'll just tell you if you're right or wrong, and you'll find out if you're right or wrong too. I always watch YouTube videos and they're like, let us know in the comments what we should do. And I'm like, but you're going to do it in 5 seconds anyway. So like, this is not a live video. You're not really going to take my advice. And it looks like it says a girl and her toys. So yeah, because one of them's a stuffed animal. It's not really at all. But anyway, a girl and her toys. That's what the title is going to be. And I'm going to add a little small journaling spot right underneath that so that I can kind of just tell the story of what's happening in these photos. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. I think I cut it into like a banner, a little banner tag. That's a great way to use up some smaller bits of paper too, is to turn them into journaling spots, and or make lots of tags and banners. It's always fun. I like tags and banners. All right, so this video is almost over with. As I said before, I hope that this was inspiring for you. Let me know if you have any comments or questions about the things that you've seen me do, the products that I've used. I'm happy to help out in any way that I can. And I hope that if you have a bunch of photos that you need to get down on a scrapbook layout and you don't have enough supplies to do a 2-pager, I hope that this inspires you gives you a way to get all those photos done. I would love to know, actually, I'm asking you to leave a lot of comments. I would also love to know how many photos you usually use on a 2-page layout, or a single page layout. I feel like mostly I do single photos or 2 photos on a single page layout. Sometimes I'll do 3. I think I have done 4 before. Obviously, it's really easy to do 4 because I just did that grid. But when you've got even more photos, especially if they're hard to edit down, it is hard to try to figure out a way to make them all fit on a 1 page. But hopefully this is inspiring. And now I'm going to do a little bit of my mica mist in antique gold, just a few splatters. Always cover your photos before you start to splatter. This actually does look pretty nice, even on the gray, even though it's kind of darker. And obviously all the patterns are a little bit lighter, so you can see it pop up on there. And here are the close-ups. You can see everything in a little bit more detail. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope you have a great day. Find some time to scrapbook. I hope you have happy holidays too. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy scrapping.